Yeah, I want to talk about Martin Armstrong. He's an analyst that is well received by the people with influence. What he does is he kind of takes computer science, takes data, and formulates probabilities. And it's pretty basic things. You look at that guy who Trump just pardoned. What that guy did was a very basic thing. It wasn't like a genius discovery. He just took modern technologies and made a encrypted exchange system with the current modern technologies. You don't really need to have too much technical understanding to do what he did. He just happened upon it. Similarly, Martin Armstrong did that. Although Martin Armstrong is a very intelligent person, very educated, and the education and intelligence required to achieve, his ends, it's not that rare. So it's a very, probable thing that you're going to come upon that in our modern world. And modern being, this is like 30 years ago. He came up with these, he was an original programmer coming up with statistical probabilities by punching in data. Okay, this is what he did. And his worldview, he's a communist. He believes in this utility of exploitation and extraction of value. This is what communists believe. So he kind of feels he's very deserving of opulence in life because he serves the greater purpose of exploiting humanity worldwide. He's not a philanthropist. He's someone who wants to streamline the exploitation of humanity. And that's the same position that all these religious leaders and political leaders really striving for. They're not looking for human rationality. They're looking to extricate human rationality. They don't want human rights. They want to have a Maoist regime and, put up cell towers that, fry their opposition, put up a spy grid to, investigate everybody who's a threat to the power structure. And people don't realize that's all we're dealing with. We're dealing with this kind of implementation of machine over people. And you can see from the leftists, they go, no, we stand for people. Yeah, but we don't want to stand for criminals. See, this is like a religious corruption that takes place, because you see why the oligarchs want more criminals in society, because then there's less power to the rational and reasonable. But the mentality of the boomers, it's fully fused with this exploitation of humanity and non-accountable complicity. There's nothing complicit with the people who are just watching football and eating popcorn. That's what the boomers were trained to believe. And you see with the central bank, it didn't take much to just buy off the whole population. They have bought off the whole FBI police force, the whole military industrial complex, and the whole American population. In the 1960s, they did this. They bought off the whole American population in the 1960s, because that's when you're talking about Martin Armstrong coming into his stride in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and he's still promoting money power as a virtue. He's helping the money take control over humanity. He's not looking to, as he says the republic is the worst form of government, which is not a defensible position to take, but he takes that position because that's the position of the religiously profane. There is no truth, there's only self, and then there's like this adhesion to the worldliness. This is what his view is. He doesn't think much outside of that paradigm, and it's the whole boomers, his whole generation is of that paradigm.